Richard LA is a TikToker who regularly follows federal ICE raids, posting their actions online. The violence erupting this morning in the 400 block of East 20th Street, just a block away from Santee Education Complex.
This is Richard LA, and he's being accused of using his own vehicle and ramming it into federal agents during an immigration enforcement operation.
He is now charged with assault on a federal officer. The 44-year-old shot by federal agents. Another U.S. Marshal also injured in that confrontation.
Now here's where things get interesting. Richard LA is actually an illegal immigrant according to Homeland Security. Now there's a lot going on with this story, such as a tow truck driver decided to tow away one of the federal agents' vehicles at a hospital where Richard was getting treatment. So again, there's a lot going on. Now before we start the video, make sure to please like the video. It's the #1 way you guys are helping this channel, and it also helps others see the videos as well. And I think people are gonna want to know what's going on with this story. We can only get that done with you guys, so thank you so much for the support.
Richard LA is a TikToker who regularly follows federal ICE raids, posting their actions online.
Richard LA was recently recognized by Los Angeles City Council member Curran Price.
Okay, so like you keep hearing, Richard LA is a TikToker or social media influencer. And it's true, throughout his TikTok, he is known for following ICE agents or reporting their area in Los Angeles. And he was actually awarded by a city council member in Los Angeles for his activism, is what they are calling it. Basically following ICE agents and letting people know where they are in the area. Well, Richard may have taken things a little too far.
Now charged with assault on federal officers for allegedly ramming law enforcement vehicles to try to avoid being arrested. The U.S. Attorney's Office says federal agents had set up surveillance on Prius, who is a Mexican national, after avoiding capture before on an immigration arrest warrant.
So this is where things get a little confusing, because Richard is typically the one following ICE agents. However, it was the other way around this time. ICE agents were following Richard, and this was a targeted operation. They set up surveillance on him. They found out he was an illegal citizen. He's a Mexican national.
This level of violence from federal agents is unacceptable and has no place in Los Angeles or anywhere else.
Fellow activists and supporters say Prius was targeted because of his community actions and videos on social media.
Okay, so two things to point out. According to the activist or protesters, they are saying federal agents are using too much violence. We'll get to that in a second. Number two, they are also claiming that the only reason why Richard was targeted was because of his activism or following ICE agents. Okay, so we happen to have third-party evidence where you can hear Richard in the background revving his engine, and you can see the agent actually back away. Check this out. And according to Homeland Security, Richard was trying to pull away and get out of that encirclement of federal agents, which is why this happened.
44-year-old shot by federal agents. Another U.S. Marshal also injured in that confrontation.
Okay, so Richard did survive, and so did the federal marshal. Now, Richard, of course, was brought to the hospital, but protesters also showed up. Now, we're about to watch this clip. Before we do that, make sure to please subscribe to my channel so I can keep you guys up to date with stories just like this. And this is not the first time we have covered TikTokers. I think this is like the 8th time on my channel where a TikToker or social media influencer is being arrested for taking things too far with federal agents. So make sure to please subscribe. Now, according to LA Taco, apparently an ICE vehicle or a federal vehicle was towed away at this hospital where Richard was being treated. Now, if you guys want to go support LA Taco, this is his page, and I think he also has a YouTube channel. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think me and LA Taco align politically, but I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. And here's what he captured.
Where Richard LA is being treated after U.S. Marshal shot him in the arm earlier today. ICE is getting their vehicle towed. Whose vehicle is that?
Take that shit.
The hospital called you? Who called you? Dang.
Okay, so according to the tow truck driver, he's saying the hospital called him. So again, this is from LA Taco. If you guys want to go check him out, go to his page, and he does have a YouTube channel. He has other content just like this.
Fellow activists and supporters say Parias was targeted because of his community actions and videos on social media.
This type of violence is the type of violence that we denounce, and it's the type of violence that will only create more violence.
Now, the claim that Richard was targeted because of his activism or because he's a TikToker, I can't find any evidence that does suggest this. All we know from Homeland Security is that he was targeted before, so he's already in a database for being an illegal citizen. He has evaded arrest before, so this was just another operation to try and get him. Now, I will not deny that Homeland Security probably did use his TikTok or social media to track him. In fact, we know that Homeland Security uses Facebook, they use the tracking apps, they are watching everything. Heck, Homeland Security, they've been watching my videos on Portland. They are very vigilant, but they also have to make sure they have plenty of evidence to actually use the social media to get an illegal immigrant or whatever operation they're conducting. And to be honest with you, if I was in charge of investigating Richard, I mean, why wouldn't you just go straight to his TikTok? He posts a lot on his TikTok, and again, even the city of LA has recognized him for all of the posting, the locations of ICE, and some other things he's posted as well. So I don't think it's too crazy to think that Homeland Security did use social media to find him, but as far as targeting him because of social media, I mean, he is an illegal immigrant, so that already is category number 1 for Homeland Security, and that is enough to get you deported.
We're standing here because since June, the beginning of June, what started in LA has now spread around the country, and we knew that it would.
Donald Trump and Kristi Noem are terrorizing immigrants, working people, the people of Los Angeles and of our state every single day. They violate the law and they violate the Constitution. They forget that the Constitution protects all persons and provides due process, not just for citizens, but for all people.
Okay, so recently, Congressman Garcia has announced he's going to start investigating the Trump administration with the help of the mayor of Los Angeles, as far as the administration terrorizing U.S. citizens and immigrants. Now, I do want to make a point of clarification. An illegal immigrant can't own a firearm. So when this congressman says the Constitution protects everyone in the land, we do have to make sure we look into the specifics of the Constitution and who that applies to. Now, when it comes to due process, I mean, that could range. We're talking about 24-hour due process, or we're talking about long due process like we're seeing with Akil Obrego Garcia.
We're here to remind Donald Trump and Kristi Noem that we will hold them accountable for their unlawful actions against our community and the United States Constitution.
We know that this has impacted undocumented immigrants who in Los Angeles are Angelenos, because we don't make the distinction. They are neighbors and workers contributing to our city, and they continue to be swept up in these actions, denied their rights, and subjected to fear and uncertainty without legal protection.
Okay, so 2 things. Number 1, I have no idea what they are referencing. I would love to investigate exactly their points of contention, a specific thing that ICE did or Border Patrol that they are talking about. Number 2, as far as distinctions in the Constitution, absolutely. You have American citizens and then you have non-American citizens. Non-American citizens can be deported. American citizens can't be deported. So there's your distinction. Now, there's a lot of pushback on this member of Congress and the mayor of Los Angeles for making the blanket statements they're saying, how the Constitution protects everyone, there's no distinctions. But I also want to point out, I think this investigation could absolutely backfire, because when you look into sanctuary cities, ICE doesn't really have a problem if the police don't work with them. Obviously, they want them to, but the problem that ICE has, it's almost as if the police are getting in the way of ICE and not simply just solving a problem. Such as, if the police know there is a criminal in the area, like they have done something really bad, why would you not tell ICE that? Why are you making the job harder? So of course, more and more ICE agents are going to show up and more people are going to be deported who have not done a crime other than come into the country illegally. In fact, this is why the city of Los Angeles is being sued by the Trump administration. So if this member of Congress is honest and he gives us the statistics and numbers, I actually think this investigation could totally backfire and be used against them. Now, as I was making this video, I found this clip. Here's another clip of the protesters showing up to the hospital where L.A. Richard was being treated. And you can actually see the police officers are rushing to try and block them off. These are not federal agents, this is the LA police. And I don't know if you can hear what they're saying in the background. They are referencing Richard. Now, as far as them creating a disturbance for the rest of the hospital patients who are also going through a traumatic experience of maybe an injury or sickness, and now they hear people outside screaming and yelling, I mean, I don't know if this is a good look for these protesters. I think this goes to show that the protesters, they are willing to protest anywhere. In fact, even in Portland, you don't even see the protesters going up to hospitals and shouting at the hospitals. And they're yelling in the background, LAPD, stop being complicit with ICE. So, like we talk about all the time on my channel, this is going to become a problem for the local police force who don't even work with ICE, but it looks like they are by simply protecting a hospital. This could be perceived that, hey, you're working with ICE, we want to go see Richard. Richard was just hit by ICE, they just arrested Richard, it looks like you're working with them. They're not even helping with a deportation operation, but this is enough for protesters to be mad at the local police. And there's really only one place I can point to. When you look at all of this, this is just sanctuary policies. There's nothing much more to it. This is the first time we've ever seen protesters on my channel, again, protesting a hospital or, just being loud and yelling and being outside of the hospital. Never seen this before. Leave your comments down below how you feel about this. Oh, and I found the video where Richard was actually given an award, that award for the activism.
Ustedes mis seguidores.
Documento oficial que lo entregamos a la ciudad de Los Ángeles. Dice Certificate of Recognition of Richard L.A. on behalf of the city of Los Angeles. The 9th Council District present this certificate of recognition to Richard L.A. in honor of your unwavering commitment to keeping the South LA community informed, empowered, and protected. Your tireless efforts to safeguard our neighborhoods from illegal raids and abductions reflect a profound dedication to justice, safety, and the well-being of our residents of the city of Los Angeles.
So again, I want to point out, Richard L.A., again, is an illegal citizen. This is from Homeland Security, and you have the city of L.A. telling him, thank you so much for protecting Los Angeles, specifically from ICE. This is not like activism where he's filming fire trucks and police officers. He did that on his TikTok. But the specific wording, you heard it right here, he is talking about immigration raids.
Firmado agosto 15, 2025, firmado por el concejal Kern Price de la ciudad de Los Ángeles.
Oh, wow,
Lo voy a leer
pues,
en inglés, en español.
Ok.
Dice, en nombre de la ciudad de Los Ángeles y el 9º distrito del consejo,
Ustedes, yo no fuera yo nadie. Y miren, gracias. Especialmente son para todos mis seguidores, porque ya saben que sin ustedes no soy nadie y también ando a...
Now, I do want to point out, because of sanctuary policies, I don't know if the city of LA knew he was an illegal immigrant, but what we do know is that in sanctuary cities, they're not even allowed to ask that question. So that's why I'm not that surprised that Richard got this award. You're not allowed to probe legally if he is an illegal immigrant. So yeah, let me know how you guys feel about this. But I do want to point out, this specific award, again, within its context, was because of his activism efforts and watching the people of Los Angeles, or protecting the people of Los Angeles when it comes to ICE or immigration enforcement. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, thank you guys so much for being here, and the entire point of these videos is to bring peace to this country. That's what we need right now, and I really hope we can all come together and have a peaceful conversation. So please pray for peace. Thank you guys so much for everything. God bless, and we'll see you all later.